Hello ladies and gentlemen, today I'm going to be speaking about the rise and power of Napoleon Bonaparte. Napoleon started his military career at the ripe age of 10 years old. He graduated 7 years later at the great age of 17. Once he left the military academy, he left as a second lieutenant where he would join the artillery regiments. Napoleon was a huge supporter of the French Revolution. He fought in the Battle of Corsica, but after too many defeats, he was forced into mainland France, where his skills were truly developed at the Siege of Toulon. Later, Napoleon met the command of 40 cannons at the defense of Tillery. This great victory would bring Napoleon major titles such as Commander of the Internal Army and Major General. In May of 1800, Napoleon crossed the Alps with the aim to defeat the Austrians, which was supported by the Kingdom of Sardinia. This army was in no such state to be taken on such a feat, because many of the soldiers were so ill-equipped and many of them didn't even have shoes. But nevertheless, they marched on, even with this advantage, because they knew their biggest advantage was the way they conducted their warfare. Because they did not conduct gentlemanly warfare like many armies at the time. They conducted ungentlemanly warfare, making this campaign last 3 years and ended in astonishing success. After their successful campaign in Austria, Napoleon would go to Egypt to set up a French colony on the River Nile, and also conduct many archaeology expeditions. During this Egyptian campaign, Napoleon would capture Malta, Alexandria, and was also very successful at the infamous Battle of the Pyramids. After many years of victories and failures, Napoleon would return to France. With his return to France, Napoleon would find how his beloved wife was having an affair. And this is where Napoleon would focus on his true love, France. And with the help of his fellow conspirators, Napoleon would conduct a successful coup. With the coup being a success, Napoleon would found a new constitution where the power was passed between 3 councils, Napoleon being the first and the other 2 just being merely advisors. Napoleon was crowned Emperor of the Franks on the 2nd of December in 1804. He would launch many successful campaigns until he launched a campaign in 1814 against Russia. This is where he would march as far as Moscow, but losing 900,000 men as a consequence. With this defeat, Napoleon would be exiled to the island of Elba, before returning in 1815, where he would return and be crowned emperor for a second time, before being defeated at the famous Battle of Waterloo. After this defeat, Napoleon was exiled for a second time to the island of St. Helena, off the coast of Africa, where he would die 6 years later of stomach cancer. Thanks for watching my video, I hope you enjoyed.